Samu Shahi. Welcome to this Japa call and hope you like it. And may Holy Name allow you to join more frequently. So we are reading the chapter 37 from Krishna book, Akrura's arrival in Vrindavan. So I'll read one paragraph to bring up to the speed. And also I have the international conference call today. So I will have to leave by 7:20 to attend at 7:30. So those devotees who stay for one more extra hours, I apologize, but I need to attend it. So I'll read that paragraph. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the spiritual master of all spiritual master. He is the deliverer of all fallen souls and the proprietor of the three worlds. Anyone is able to see him by eyes smeared with love of Godhead. Today, I shall be able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who by his transcendental beauty has attracted the goddesses of fortune to live with him perpetually. As soon as I arrive in Vrindavan, I will get down from this chariot and fall prostrate to offer my obeisances to the Supreme Lord, the master of the material nature and all living entities. The lotus feet of Krishna are always worshipped by great mystic yogis. So I shall also worship his lotus feet and become one of his friends in Vrindavan, like the cowherd boys. When I bow down before Lord Krishna in that way, certainly he will place his fearless lotus hand on my head. His hand is offered to all conditioned souls who take shelter under his lotus feet. Krishna is the ultimate goal of life for all people who fear material existence. And certainly, when I see him, he will give me the shelter of his lotus feet. I'm aspiring for the touch of his lotus-like hand on my head. So this is something this Akrura is teaching us, that before we go to these places, we can meditate, how to meditate on those. Even when we go to see our spiritual master, we can contemplate in our mind how he will be looking at us with the glance of love toward us. Our spiritual master is so merciful. They never complain. They knows our situation, how far we have come into this spiritual path, but they never will show us that dissatisfaction. That's their greatness, allowing us to become ready to take his instruction seriously. But we should not waste the whole life waiting and waiting. We need to execute his mission. So we will continue. But this shows that how much in detail they meditate. In this way, Akrura expected blessings from the hand of Krishna. He knew that Indra, who is the king of heaven and the master of the three worlds, the upper, middle, and the lower planetary system, was blessed by the Lord simply for his offering a little water, which Krishna accepted. Patram puspam phalam toyam. Krishna doesn't need that much. He look, whatever we do, he look for the love within our heart. That's all he accepts. And he can see our heart. Similarly, Bali Maharaj gave only 3 feet of land in charity to Vamandev, and he also offered a little water, which Lord Vamandev accepted, and thereby Bali Maharaj attained the position of Indra. When the gopis were dancing with Krishna in Rasa dance, they become fatigued And Krishna smeared his hand, which is as fragrant as a lotus flower, over the pearl like drops of perspiration on the face of the gopis, and immediately they become refreshed. Thus, Akrura was expecting benedictions from that supreme hand of Krishna. Krishna's hand is capable of bestowing benedictions to all kind of men if they take to Krishna consciousness. If one wants material happiness like the King of Heaven, he can derive the benedictions from the hand of Krishna. If one wants liberation from the pangs of material existence, he can also get benedictions from the hand of Krishna. And if one in pure transcendental love for Krishna wants personal association and the touch of his transcendental body, he can also gain benedictions from his hand. Unlimited Krishna is so kind. Akrura was afraid, however, of being deputed by Kansa, the enemy of Krishna. He thought for a while that I'm going to see Krishna as a messenger of the enemy. And at the same time, he thought, Krishna is each and everyone's heart as a super soul. So he must know my heart. That's the devotee can say. Haribol. Although Akrura was trusted by the enemy of Krishna, his heart was clear. He was a pure devotee of Krishna. He risked Kamsa's wrath just to meet Krishna. He was certain that although he was going as a representative of Kamsa, Krishna would not accept him as an enemy. Krishna is so great. Even though I am on a sinful mission, being deputed by Kamsa, when I approach the Supreme Personality Godhead, I shall stand before him with all humility and folded hand. Putana, same thing, came to kill Krishna, accepted as a mother. Haribol. Surely he will be pleased with my devotional attitude, and maybe he will smile lovingly and look upon me and thereby free me for all kind of sinful reactions. I shall then be on the platform of transcendental bliss and knowledge. Since Krishna knows my heart, certainly when I approach him, he will embrace me. I'm not only one of the members of the Yadu dynasty, but I'm an unalloyed pure devotee. By his merciful embrace, my body, my heart, and soul will be completely cleansed of the actions and reactions of my past life. When our bodies touch, I will immediately stand up with folded hands, with all humility. Certainly, Krishna and Balram will call me Akrura uncle, and at that time, my whole life will be glorious. Unless one is recognized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his life cannot be successful. Haribol. So if he wants to get recognized, 75% of the devotee eternal associate is serving so intensely. Unless and until we do drastic dedication, it would be very difficult to get the attention of Krishna. So we have a long way to go. It is clearly stated here that one should try to be recognized by the Supreme Personality Godhead by one's service and devotion, and without which the human form of life is condemned. Haribol. Then all this corporate world work we have done will become washed away. It will become useless at the end of the life anyway. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Lord, Personality of Godhead, is equal to everyone. He has no friends and no enemies, but he is inclined to a devotee who render him service with devotional love. The Bhagavad Gita also declares that the Supreme Lord is responsive to the devotional service rendered by the devotee. Akrura thought that Krishna was like the desert tree in the heavenly planets, which gives fruits according to the desire of the worshipper. The Supreme Personality of God is also the source of everything. A devotee must know how to render service unto Him and thus be recognized by Him. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is therefore explained that one should serve both the spiritual master and Krishna simultaneously, and in that way make progress in Krishna consciousness. Service rendered to Krishna under the direction of the spiritual master is bona fide service because the spiritual master is the manifested representative of Krishna. Now I can dwell on this, uh, every talk that Tamal Krishna Maharaj has with any disciple or the member. It was all transcendental. There was no influence of modes of nature. It was totally transcendental. Any small talk he did, it was wonderful. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that when one satisfied the spiritual master, he satisfied the Supreme Lord. So we should ask our spiritual master, what should I do to please you? Haribol. Well, if you are lucky enough to have your spiritual master still living, take this opportunity. And you know for sure that if he doesn't give you the specific instructions, he doesn't have the faith in you yet. Haribol. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that when one satisfies the spiritual master, he satisfies the Supreme Lord. It is exactly like service in a government office. One has to work under the supervision of the departmental head. If the supervisor of the department is satisfied with the service of a particular person, a promotion and increase in pay will automatically come. And what the bonus we are looking for promotion? We knows that. Akrura then thought, when Krishna and Balaram are pleased with my prayer, certainly they will take my hand, receive me within their homes, and offer me all kind of respectable hospitalities. And they will surely ask me of the activities of Kansa and his friends. In this way, Akrura, who was the son of Swapalka, meditated on Sri Krishna on his journey from Mathura. This is how he spent the whole time from Mathura until he came to Vrindavan. He was totally absorbed, thinking about Krishna. He reached Vrindavan by end of the day, and Akrura passed the whole journey without knowing how long it took. When he reached Vrindavan, the sun was setting. And as soon as he entered the boundary of Vrindavan, he saw the footprints of the cows and Lord Krishna's footprints. Do we have a vision to see it? It says that all the Brajvasis, they are so merciful that they are aware of their Krishna's footprints and they never walk on the footprints of Krishna. Just so that we fallen soul may one day see the footprints of Krishna. But we need to have a transcendental vision to see. Impressed with the sign of his soul, the flag, trident, thunderbolt, and lotus flower. Upon seeing the footprints of Krishna, Akrura immediately jumped down from the chariot out of respect, and he became overwhelmed with all the symptoms of ecstasy. He wept and his body trembled. Out of extreme jubilation upon seeing the dust touched by the lotus feet of Krishna, Akrura fell flat on his face and began to roll on the ground. Haribol. So Akrura's journey to Vrindavan is exemplary. Why? One who intends to visit Vrindavan should follow the ideal footstep of Akrura and always think of the pastimes and activities of the Lord. And as soon as one reaches the boundary of Vrindavan, he should immediately smear the dust of Vrindavan over his body without thinking of his material position and prestige. Narottam Das Thakur has sung in his celebrated song, Visaya Charya Kave Suddha Have Mana. When my mind will be purified after leaving the contamination of material sense enjoyment, I shall be able to visit Vrindavan. We may have visited Vrindavan many times, but have we seen real Vrindavan? We should ask. And if he have seen that real Vrindavan, our life must have changed. So if we go for the pilgrimage and if there is no change in our daily activity, what is the use of that pilgrimage? Waste of time. Just enjoying the material senses, nothing else. So Akrura, when Akrura entered Vrindavan, he saw Krishna and Balram engaged in supervising the milking of cows. Krishna was dressed in a yellow garment and Balram in blues. You know who remember what the gopas were different colors or the gopis. Astakasakis, at least we should recognize them. What particular colors of the sari they always wear. They are very, very, disciplined. They do exactly to please Krishna, nothing more, nothing less. Hari Bol. Akrura also saw that Krishna's eyes were exactly like beautifully grown lotus flower of the autumn season. How intensely he is looking. And he saw both Krishna and Balram in the spring of their youth. Although both were similar in bodily feature, Krishna was blackish in complexion, whereas Balram was whitish. Both were the shelter of the goddess of fortune. They had well-constructed bodies, beautiful hands, and pleasing faces, and they were as strong as elephants. Now, after seeing their footprints, Akrura actually saw Krishna and Balram face to face. Although they were the most influential personalities, they were glancing at him with smiling faces. Akrura could understand that both Krishna and Balram had returned from tending cows in the forest. They had taken their baths and were dressed with fresh clothing and garlanded with flowers and necklaces made of valuable jewels. There is no shortage in Vrindavan. Haribol. Their bodies were smeared with the pulp of sandalwood. Akrura greatly appreciated the aroma of flowers and sandalwood and their bodily presence. He considered himself very fortunate to see Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his plenary expansion Balram, face to face, for he knew that they were the original personalities of the creation. Haribol. So it's stated in the Brahma Samhita, Krishna is the original personality of Godhead and the cause of all causes. Akrura could understand that the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared personally for the welfare of his creation, to re-establish the principle of religion and to annihilate the demons. With their bodily effulgence, the brothers were dissipating all the darkness of the world as if they were mountains of sapphire and silver. Without hesitating, Akrura immediately got down from his chariot and fell flat, just like a rod, before Krishna and Balram. And upon touching the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he became overwhelmed with transcendental bliss. His voice choked up and he could not speak. Due to Krishna's transcendental presence, incessant torrents of tears fell from his eyes. He remained stunned in ecstasy, as if devoid of all powers to see and speak. Lord Krishna, who is very kind to his devotees, raised Akrura with his hand and embraced him. It appeared that Lord Krishna was very pleased with Akrura. Balram also embraced Akrura. Taking him by the hand, Krishna and Balram brought him to their sitting room, where they offered him a very nice sitting place and water for washing his feet. Krishna is so kind, right? Haribol. They also worship him with suitable presentations of honey and other ingredients. When Akrura was thus comfortably seated, both Krishna and Balram offered him a cow in charity, and then brought very palatable dishes of eatables, and Akrura accepted them. When Akrura finished eating, Balram gave him betel nut and spices, as well as pulp of sandalwood, just to make him more pleased and comfortable. Look at this. The Vedic system of receiving a guest was completely observed by Lord Krishna himself to teach all others how to receive a guest at home. It is a Vedic injunction that even if a guest is an enemy, he should be received so well that he does not apprehend any danger from the host. If the host is a poor man, he should at least offer a straw mat as a sitting place and a glass of water to drink. Krishna and Balram welcome Akrura, just befitting his exalted position. Krishna never forgot any service. After Akrura was thus properly received and seated, Nanda Maharaj, the foster father of Krishna, said, "O my dear Akrura, what shall I inquire from you? I know that you are being protected by Kamsa, who is most cruel and demoniac. His protection is just like the slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse keeper's protection of animal. He will kill in the future. Kamsa is so selfish that he has killed the son of his own sister. So how can I honestly believe that he is protecting the citizen of Mathura?" This statement is most significant. If the political or executive heads of the states are simply interested in themselves, they can never look after the welfare of the citizens. As Nanda Maharaj spoke to Akrura with pleasing words, Akrura forgot all the fatigue of his day's journey from Mathura to Vrindavan. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of 37th chapter of Krishna, Akrura arrival in Vrindavan. So we're looking forward to continue reading chapter 38, Akrura's return journey and his visiting of Vishnu Loka within the Yamuna river. So with those thoughts, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever you come across, give them a kind word that their life also becomes successful and totally fearless. You know, like I was telling the devotees from out of town, was saying that, oh, he is sick. He don't know how he is going to attend. He has RSVP for the marriage ceremony this Friday. And I said, look, brother, nothing is going to happen the way we wanted. Be peaceful. Whichever it come on your accord, if you are sick, you cannot visit, that's okay. Just take it for granted. This is what Krishna intended to do. Be peaceful. And if Krishna wants you to go and attend, then you will become fine in a day. Then you can enjoy. But this is what we need to learn. Everything comes in our life. We should relish it. We should not become angry, oh, why this thing happened in my life? It because we created the situation. So Krishna has to put to those things. And we should learn the lesson and then don't do anything bad. Correct your life. You have a chance. You are in a human form of life. You are so intelligent, using intelligence, at the corporate level. Utilize that intelligence for our own benefit. I was telling the student visiting on the seminar, what do you want to achieve in this life? And then they said peacefulness and happiness. I said, do you know who you are? You are a spirit soul. It has nothing to do with this material body. And you analyze your life, 95% of the time you utilize to take care of the body. But we forget to feed the bird within this cage. That bird, when you feed that bird, spirit soul, you can become jubilant even though the external circumstances may be worse that you can ever think. This is what the secret. We should put all this topmost priority for benefit of our soul. Give what the soul need, that's all. And you will remain happy and jubilant no matter what other circumstances is there in front of you. So this is something that we should remember. So with those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the dusk of those wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. I have no word of appreciating because I'm retired. I don't have to go to work. I just have to do gardening, chant, read, listen classes, write something, and go to sleep. That's all my activities. But all of you are so great devotees that working and joining. It's really really touching my heart. Those devotees I would like to touch their lotus feet is who joined from Connecticut, New Hampshire, Aurora, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Tempe, Phoenix, Austin, College Station, San Jose, Portland, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baltimore, Baton Rouge, Alachua, Orlando, Jacksonville, Saint Louis, Loganville, Georgia, San Diego, Calcutta, New Delhi, Toronto, Alaska, uh, Bangladesh, Maine, New Orleans, Ottawa, Laguna Beach, California, Vancouver, and Houston. Hare Krishna. So I think we have about 20 minutes, 22 minutes for chant. And I think we should take every moment seriously. So without wasting any moment, the devotees who has to go to perform some activity, they are free to leave, have a blissful day. And the devotee who wants to stay for another 21 minutes, they can stay and chant. Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna